Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Sergio Dominguez with the audio commentary for Juan Perez 2. So this all started back in September of 2020. I realized that it was a 10-year anniversary of the first Juan Perez short. And at the time, like 10 years ago, I realized that there were spin-offs of shows coming out of certain characters, and apparently in 2020 and 2021 it's still happening. So I'm like, oh, you know what? Maybe I should do a Juan Perez sequel. So I talked to Juan, and he's like, he's up for it. And the idea I had was not to continue the first one, but do a completely different idea. Where he told me back when we were like so much younger that he wanted to be a cryptozoologist, study creatures from all over the place, and I decided to just turn that into an animated reality. In this case, have him hunt a cryptid and see how that goes. In the first one, I don't know if I mentioned the first one, but in the first short, he came by to visit one day, and we looked over the story and put the story together. But, in 2020, we weren't able to do that, so we just video chat whenever we could and do it virtually over the phone, storyboarding out the whole cartoon. And there was one part of the story where I hit a writer's block, but Juan helped with an idea, and it will show up soon in the cartoon. Now, it's been 10 years, and I was like, okay, 10 years, I've improved so much, I have better equipment, this shouldn't have any problems like last time. There's a couple of problems. First being, Juan's audio quality, So I gift him a nice, really good USB microphone. And later on, I would had to teach him how to use the free audio editing software in order to have the audio recordings with the quality that it could have, the best that it could have. And I did have to video chat him a couple times. He wound up re-recording his lines 4 times. His performance was good. It was just the audio quality was not good enough. A lot of times it was bad. His performance was great. The audio quality wasn't. So I did have to help him a couple of times. The first Juan Perez short took over a year. Well, this one only took 10 months. And it wasn't just working on the short alone. I was back and forth working on the show and a couple other projects. But this cartoon came out great. Came out really good. Now, another hurdle that I didn't expect was technical. And that was the texturing of certain areas and characters. I found out how to use the texture tool within the software Toon Boom Studio. And I would texture a couple of things. And it came out great. I would just take colored pencils and design this texture and put it into Toon Boom. And I'm like, oh, wow, it came out great. But I found out later on, especially during production, that too much texture would crash the software. And that's what happened a couple times, especially with the cryptid character. I could never animate the cryptid character properly because of a lot of the textures that came with the character. And I will do a video where I will do an animation look through on how I tried to get away with that aspect of production. And yeah, the software crashed a lot of times when it didn't need to, but it was just my fault on the texturing. This area you see in the cryptid has texture, and so does the spaceship. Originally there was going to be more, like the cryptid's head would have texture and Juan's suit would. And here I am! But, yeah, even though this short is different than the first one, there are obviously a lot of callbacks. And during production, I did use 2 methods of how to hand draw animation. This one was done with a Cintiq, while a lot of the other shots were done with the old technique of marker on sketchpad paper, scanned into Toon Boom, and laid out. Like this shot. Very funny shot. This was the part that was Juan's idea, where the cryptid would see me and have a crush on me and be distracted that way. That was Juan's idea, and that was a really good idea. And it inspired a nice after credits scene that I'll bring up later. So yeah, I drew the props. I think that prop that used to make the cryptid sleep is based on something, but I don't know. It's a reference to something I don't remember at the moment. But it's just a nice little whistling machine to make the character sleep. I like this joke coming up. I'm okay. Oh, that's a good one. A lot of funny moments. It came out really, really well. I'm very proud of it. Juan's performance is great as always. He's playing himself, but it's still a fun performance.
Sergio. Oh, jeez, I'm sorry again. But this isn't the type
Okay,
of
yep.
associated.
Okay, now there's a part where I'm going to talk, and that mouth animation is the same mouth animation from when I was destroyed in the first short. So that's a little Easter egg right there. And, yeah. Nice talking to you, Juan. Simple as that.
Even though my show is over, it isn't the end of me. I will continue being myself.
Yeah, nice Easter eggs and callbacks to the previous short in the show. And I hope you enjoyed it. I sure did, making it and showing it to you. And yeah, that's Juan Perez 2. Will there be a Juan Perez 3 in 10 years? I don't know. We'll see. Oh, man. I'm going to sign off now. Thank you very much for watching. I am Sergio Dominguez saying, have an animated day. Yeah, so when Juan told me about the cryptid falling in love with me, I was like, okay, how about a little cryptid Sergio baby? And that was the end credits scene. And this is also the commentary for Juan Perez. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but I'll mention it one more time. And just, again, thank you for listening to the commentary. I like that joke. Yeah. But yeah, very fun. That was good. And one last time, thank you very much for watching this commentary.